Good morning, Oilers, and welcome to Campus Update. I'm your host, the guy that got wet this weekend because water fell from the sky. That's right, water happened. It was traumatic, to say the very least. Squirrels got soaked, and yet everybody went about their business like these wet squirrels were okay with the whole situation. Well, you can stop pretending to care now. The squirrels are dry. Most of them. But with more of this terrifying stuff called melted ice and the way of it, here's Rosalind talking about bomb cyclones. She says it better than me. Check it out.
Even though we're known as the Golden State, we haven't seen much of these golden rays lately. Recently, California has seen tons of panic, precipitation, and puddles. After triggering flooding, mud flows, and hazardous road conditions, a relentless winter storm has made its way across California.
The rain was a little overkill in some areas as there's sinkholes now in major highways, especially up north along the coast.
Governor Newsom and President Joe Biden have even declared a state of emergency due to these successive winter storms.
During the rain, for the most part, it was during the end of my winter break, so I was mostly home. But returning to school, it caused some road closures, especially the major highway behind me, the Pacific Coast Highway. It was flooded multiple days, so there were some detours I had to take, which made it a bit harder to go to school and come back from school.
This historic rainfall is a two-overlapping phenomena with an immense airborne stream of dense moisture from the ocean called an atmospheric river in tow with a sprawling low-pressure hurricane-force system known as a bomb cyclone. According to the California Natural Resources Secretary, the latest storms vividly illustrated the consequences of warmer sea and air temperatures, supercharged by climate change.
For as long as I've lived in California, I have not seen the rain or weather in general this bad. Specifically for me, this has affected me mostly in school with my outside and after school programs such as arts and sports that usually practice outdoors are now being forced to relocate inside.
California was wetter than over 99.9% of Earth within the past 10 days, with over 20 trillion gallons of rain. Now that's comparable to the entire size of California, filled with over 1.5 feet of water.
So it has been fun to go out, walk in the rain, maybe jump in some puddles a little, splash your sister. So I've been having a good time doing that. The rain was very unexpected and did last a while here in California, but I am glad that the beautiful and bright sun behind me is back out and we can say goodbye to our jackets for now.
We can definitely say bye to those winter jackets, but do keep them around because the wind will start to pick up again. Mother Nature has definitely heard our calls to bring the sun back because the sun is back and thriving. Who else is thriving? California with this gorgeous sunny weather. This is Rosalind Villieu reporting to you from Seal Beach, California.
Winter formal is coming up, and no one asked me. That's cool. I'm fine. Not the slightest bit less confident now. Winter formal is coming up on the 28th of January at the Coral Valley Country Club. Tickets are still available, so get them while they last. Now, there's a whole bunch of new, innovative, cutting-edge classes on the catalog this year. I proposed one of my own, but they told me that there was, quote, no educational value in medieval jousting. Whatever, I guess. That being said, I am starting a jousting club. Half of us will meet at A4, the other half at A8, and we will clash at the second light of dawn of the new moon and once to celebrate the Celebro of Tyr to honor his memory. But enough about that. Here's Alex and Mason with some normal new English classes this year. Check it out.
So I started this class because I wanted to give students who have an interest in either like a marketing field or a business field, you know, the foundations of marketing and what it is, but also within the English framework. So we're still getting English concepts, but we're just building the foundations of marketing. So it's actually a CTE and an English class.
About looking through literature through the lens of medicine, psychology, and ethics. So we get to read books like Frankenstein and Brave New World and Hamlet, and look at case studies and really look at in short stories and analyze them through a medical and scientific lens.
So people who have a genuine interest in learning about marketing and maybe have an interest in an entrepreneurial pathway people like that. We also do a lot of projects, so people who enjoy working with other people.
If you're thinking about being a doctor or a nurse or a psychologist, or you just want to think differently about literature, then this class is for you. I guess we're approaching literature from a different standpoint. We're still doing literary analysis, we're still writing essays, we're still having lots of class discussions, but it's through this lens of science.
Imagine the best night of your life. Now split that into 2 nights and add Twizzlers. That's what Playlist is. It's a celebration of the amazing talent of the MMET program. Tickets are a tremendous value and are selling out insanely fast. Bring all 100 friends that I know you have. 100 friends, and none of them wanted to go to Winter Formal with me. That's cool.
The show is super cool because it has a combination of pop music as well as student originals. Here's one of the writers.
I wrote a song in the show.
I'm playing about 12 songs. I'm playing bass, guitar, vocals, and also saxophone and harmonica. I like the originals because we get to share each other's ideas.
Songwriting is just something that I started, especially like it's fun to be an MMET because there's like songwriters all around you that you can create with. And then I did this actually with my friend Kira.
Staying up till 2 a.m. talking, not going to sleep.
It's really fun to actually see your song come together, not just like by yourself, like recording, but like with a live band and putting on like a main stage show like this with backgrounds, guitars, keys, everything that you want in it.
This show is probably one of our most unique shows of the year because it is student-led. The students choose the songs that end up in the show. They're hopefully songs that they like, as well as student original music that they write, and then our media team gets to create music videos to go along with them that we get to show at the show.
There are 3 playlist performances on February 3rd and 4th right here in our auditorium. Scan this code to hear the original music on Bandcamp.
Okay, so there's been some concern about this segment lately, so I feel the need to clarify. HPBytes has nothing to do with snakes, vampires, or those slightly damp squirrels I mentioned earlier. There's nothing to fear. This segment is about food. Unless, of course, the food is snakes, or vampires, or slightly damp feral squirrels. But I can assure you that this food is not. Probably.
Hey Oilers, it's finals week and things could start getting pretty stressful. Luckily, downtown has an amazing Italian restaurant called 0039 Pizza where you can stop by after a stressful day of school and eat freshly made Italian specialties. Their menu varies with unique pizzas, salads, calzones, sandwiches, specials, and desserts. They also have a good variety of vegetarian and gluten-free foods. I was able to try the truffle porcini and caprese pizzas that were extremely tasty and fresh. A fun fact about 0039 Pizza is that their pizzas are made by a 72-hour slow-bake oven. Of course, a dessert is needed after a meal, so I tried the cannoli, which was sweet and flavorful, made up of sweetened ricotta cheese and chocolate. 0039 Pizza is a unique Italian restaurant located at 221 Main Street downtown, having special foods like no others that are freshly made. Good luck on finals, and treat yourself with this restaurant, Oilers.
Thanks, guys. Here's a word you're going to want to keep saying over and over again. Slunks. It's fun. It's like skunks, but with one less K. It's like chunks, but with more sul and less ch. What is slunks, you ask? Here are Hudson and Julius to tell you all about it.
There's a lot of different questions that get asked of us all the time, and the one that is almost always asked is, where did the name Slunks come from? And it actually kind of derived from the founders of the company that were having a great time at the beach. And as they were coming down and kind of hanging out there, which they always did, one of the local guys down at the beach basically called out to them and go, "Hey, you Slunks!" And the name kind of stuck. Unlike other companies that are Adidas or Nike, you can't be an Adidas, you can't be a Nike, but you can be a slunk. Slunks are made out of a fabric called Reprieve, and they are sustainable because they are made out of recycled plastic. And what's cool about it is it's doing good things for the earth, but it's actually a very high performance wear. So we actually decided when we first started Slunks to source out a recycled fabric. and we have always prided ourselves in trying to leave the world a better place. You'll have to kind of stay in tune, keep tabs on our Instagram and social media to see what cool products we will be launching in the future, but we will continue to keep it slunky and continue to do good things and produce some pretty rad cool stuff moving forward.
Thanks, Slunks. Well, that's all the show we have for you today. I've been Hall Talk Guy, and you are getting very sleepy. Very, very sleepy. I'm going to count to 3 and snap. And when I snap, the screen will go black and you will forget that I ever existed. 1, 2,